Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you clicking on that video as always. And we're back with another weekly wears video, what I wore every day last week, all 7 days. If this is your first time finding the channel, my name is Gerard and we talk about all things fragrance on this channel. So if that's something you think you'd like to see more of, be sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a like if you like this video. That's enough talk. Let's get into the list. Let's get into what I wore last week, starting with Sunday. So on Sunday, I wanted to wear something fresh and clean and really one of my favorite barbershop style fragrances that I own. And this is one that is a more recent addition to my collection. However, it's one that I had been sort of lusting after for quite a while. I had tried it and said, that smells incredible. And I had a lot of scent memory tied to it. Scent I'm talking about is Chanel's Platinum Egoist. Bottom line with this fragrance is that if you like that sort of barbershop, shave foam type scent, this is the fragrance that you're gonna wanna try. Obviously, from a house like Chanel, you know you're getting high quality, and this one is pretty affordable. I wanna say I got this for under $100. In terms of value and name recognition and overall quality, this is one of the best. Aromatic, fresh and spicy. I really feel like the memory that I have tied to this is just being a kid and watching my grandfather shave and putting the shave foam on with him. And I had my little razor without the razor on it and just kind of pretending to shave with him. So I have that scent memory tied to this. And that's a special memory I have. This is an eau de toilette concentration. In terms of longevity, I get decent longevity. I get about maybe 6 to 7 hours from it. But it just, it's a fairly linear scent. You're going to get a lot of lavender, and the lavender is going to sort of last throughout the life of the fragrance, along with some geranium, giving that sort of cooling shave foam effect, refreshing. And then in the base, you have your vetiver, your oak moss, your sandalwood. So it's a bit creamy and just really, really enjoyable scent. Absolutely love this. And as I said, if you are trying to get into barbershop fragrances, this is one that you want to try first. For the value you're getting for a Chanel fragrance, it's one of the best. Chanel Platinum Egoist. So on Monday, it was a bit rainy and it was humid. And if I'm not wearing something like vetiver in those situations, I'm going for something in the vein of like a masculine floral. And this I consider one of the best masculine florals, at least in my collection. Scent I'm talking about is Zaharoff's Signature Rosé. Now, this you can get through Zaharoff's website, and they have sort of a travel discovery set. I had 2 of these, so I'm almost out. Zaharoff Signature Rosé. And believe it or not, these are really great atomizers for a travel atomizer. The first thing you're going to pick up is this sort of deep, resinous almost rose. It's a bit jammy, but it's not overly cloying or sweet. Along with this amber and olibanum, which is giving it this sort of, not smoky, but almost like when you light incense, what's settled in the air and what the smell in general that envelops the room when you burn incense. It has that incense vibe to it with that rose. This is amazing. This is one of my favorite scents in my collection. Some guys might have issue with wearing a rose-based fragrance or be hesitant on wearing a rose-based fragrance. I don't think you should be with Zaharoff's Signature Rosé. This one just has a lot of depth and elements that really make it lean more masculine. And this is a unisex fragrance. With that being said, I absolutely think women could wear this fragrance as well. I think it really depends on how you carry yourself and how you wear this. As I said, I enjoy this one. This really will fit any role that you have. If you want to wear this out at night, and I would imagine you're gonna get some heads turning. It's that unique, it's that different, but also really pleasing at the same time. I can't imagine anyone not enjoying this scent, but you will be asked what you were wearing. It smells great. My sister-in-law actually really loves this fragrance. As far as longevity goes, I get 10 plus hours from this. It lasts all day. You're gonna get wafts of it as the day goes on. And as I said, I think this will work fantastically well in the fall, even in the winter, but also in the spring and warmer days and rainy days, like I said, that I wore it this week. Absolutely love this scent. Wore it on Monday. Zaharoff's Signature Rosé. So on Tuesday, we're still getting some really hot days here in the Boston area. I just wanted something really easy to grab, really light, really refreshing, and really pleasing to anybody near me and to myself. I love the scent. Scent I'm talking about, Sean John's Unforgivable. I would consider this scent really a legendary cheap fragrance. Great value, great quality, and it's sort of stood the test of time. Every time I wear this, my wife compliments me on it. It's citrusy, it's aromatic, it's a bit fruity, woody. It gets compared to Creed's Millesime Imperial. They do smell similar, very similar as a matter of fact. This isn't a comparison video. However, I think that from a price standpoint, I'm probably going to choose Sean John Unforgivable over Creed's Millesime Imperial. Again, from a price standpoint, from a value proposition. This is not a massive performer. It's not going to project like a beast. However, it does leave a beautiful sillage with it. So you may not be pulsing fragrance from you as you're wearing this, but if someone is walking behind you or you're walking by someone, this is where this one really shines. As I said, just a lot of fruity citrus up top. I believe this tangerine and lemon, and some say this has a watermelon accord to it. I don't pick up a lot of the watermelon, but it does have this sort of clean lavender, soapy feel to it. It's a bit warm in its base. It does have amber as a listed note, and then sandalwood to sort of pull everything together. This is just a beautiful scent. Usually can be had for under $30, and it's worth every penny. This actually made my list of 10 best summer fragrances under $35, and I would not change that. This is absolutely a great option for the summertime, for the warm weather. However, this can work in fall as well. This is really signature scent worthy, if you ask me. It lacks, again, in a bit of the performance. I get about 6 or 7 hours from this. However, the smell is so great. The price is so good. I spray heavy. I don't have to worry about choking anyone out with Sean John's Unforgivable, but this thing, great, great, great. Definitely check it out. Wore it on Tuesday, Sean John's Unforgivable. So on Wednesday, I had a pretty important appointment, business deal, and I wanted to wear something that is pleasing, but also not overwhelming and pretty much discreet in a sense. And really hard to dislike. Scent I went with is Gentleman Givenchy EDT. I prefer this over Prada L'Homme, and I know Prada L'Homme gets a lot of hype and people really enjoy it, and it gets hailed as a really safe office scent, and it is. There's just something about this one, and I would compare it to that in terms of use and when I would be wearing it. This one is just a little bit more interesting to me. It's a little bit more going on in the opening, and I quite enjoy this one. I'm a fan of this line in general from Givenchy. You get that iris, you get a fruity citrus. It's a bit sweet. I get a good dose of cardamom with this as well. So you have pear and cardamom in the opening, but there's just something about the blend of the iris and the cardamom here. And those are the two sort of things that stand out most to me. As I said, there is a fruity sweetness to it. I don't necessarily get pear. What I do get is a less sweet fruitiness. So it's not even like as sweet as an apple. So I think that is the connection I'm making with the pear note. However, I don't think of pear when I smell this. Lavender, geranium, vanilla, patchouli, leather is even a note listed in here, and I don't get a lot of leather. This can be a bit, I don't want to say cloying. It's more dense, I think, than something like a Prada L'Homme, which is why I think people gravitate towards Prada L'Homme. I still think this works well. It was a warm day that day, and performance, the first hour projects pretty well, but then it just sits closer to the skin. So I wouldn't really be overly concerned about wearing too much of this or choking anybody out with it. Just keep in mind, on really hot days in non-temperature controlled situations, to you, this might feel a little bit overwhelming, if that makes any sense. But to the people within arm's reach of you, I don't think you're going to have an issue. As I said, this fits the role of the perfect office scent for me. And I just wore it that day because it gives you that little boost of confidence, and you just know it's sort of the icing on the cake. I suggest giving this one a try, especially if you're a fan of the line. I know this one doesn't get a lot of love. In my opinion, it's underrated. Definitely give this one a shot. Givenchy Gentleman EDT. So on Thursday, I had filmed a video and absolutely fell in love with this fragrance. It was a first impressions video. And if you have not checked it out yet, please go over and check that video out. I'll leave a link here. But the scent I am talking about is Ralph's Club Parfum from Ralph Lauren. Now, this is the new parfum version, not the eau de parfum, so don't get confused. I was not the biggest fan of the eau de parfum. Perfectly pleasant smell, just felt a little underwhelming to me and basic. But this scent, oh man. This has to be, if Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Italian Love is my favorite designer release of 2022, this is nipping at its heels. I absolutely love this scent. It's aromatic, it's woody, beautiful, impressive lavender note in this. I've smelled fantastic lavenders. One of my favorite lavenders is in Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. This is not that they smell the same, but they are similar lavenders. The way it's used, the way it complements other notes in the fragrance, it's that good. There's a bit of a fresh spiciness in this, and just as beautiful as the opening is with that lavender and the apple and the grapefruit, the dry down is just as nice and just as amazing, which is not super common. There are times where you prefer one over the other, and I have to say I don't prefer one over the other. When I wear this, I love both as equal, the opening and the dry down. And it's just a really pleasant, calming, sort of put together, just clean smelling, masculine scent. And from start to finish, impressive designer release from Ralph Lauren. I encourage you to go to your local Macy's or wherever this is sold. I would imagine Nordstrom, and get a sample and try it and wear it on skin, especially if you're a fan of the OG, because I do pick up elements of the original in this. It's just more well put together. This should have came out first, to be honest. So, we have that conversation from time to time, but don't know why they didn't just release this first. It's that good. Definitely give it a try. In terms of longevity, I get about maybe 7 or 8 hours from this, which is really good in my opinion, because at the heart, it's a fresh fragrance and clean smelling fragrance. So really aromatic and just a joy to wear. Wore this on Thursday, Ralph's Club Parfum from Ralph Lauren. So on Friday, I grabbed another cheapie that, again, is one of my favorite pickups of 2022, especially for cheapies. Scent I am talking about is Davidoff's Cool Water Parfum. So besides vintage formulations of the original Cool Water, this is probably my favorite flanker, and definitely most recent favorite flanker from the Davidoff Cool Water line. Great atomizer and sweet pepper, citrusy goodness up top. Mass pleasing. Ambroxan, definitely Ambroxan in this. So you're gonna get that sort of blue, popular fragrance feel to this, with a little bit of an earthy edge from a vetiver note. And the vetiver in this, although subtle, really just works well with that sort of blue take, that popular blue fragrance that is just so popular right now. The vetiver just sort of rounds things out, and it just works so well alongside that sort of sweet pink pepper and the citrus up top. And it has this sort of creamy feel to it coming from the sandalwood, and it's just a great cheapie. You're going to be reminded of this as the day goes on, because you're going to be getting whiffs of it. I wouldn't say it's cloying, but it is sweet. It's the type of sweetness that I really like. It's not the bubblegum sweetness. It's the sweetness coming from that pink pepper, and just a lovely scent. I would definitely consider this an alternative, a cheaper alternative to blue fragrances like Prada Luna Rossa Carbon and Dior Sauvage. So if a budget is a concern, absolutely give Cool Water Parfum a try. Wore it on Friday, Davidoff's Cool Water Parfum. Finally, on Saturday, it was around 75 degrees. It felt more like a spring day than a summer day. And this is the scent, the first scent I thought of, scent I'm talking about, Banana Republic's 78 Vintage Green. Now, again, I've mentioned in other videos, I don't have a lot of backup bottles. This is one I do have a backup bottle of. I have been seeing these pop up more at Burlington's, and keep in mind, if you see this at Burlington, just incredible scent in the air. It's sort of this effervescent green fig type scent, and it's a bit sweet. Love this one. If you do see this at Burlington, grab it because it's about 3 times the price on online discounters. So it is becoming increasingly harder to find at Burlington. However, they have been popping up as of late. So if you have a Burlington near you and you want to give vintage green a try, definitely pop in and see if they have it on the rack. Green leaves, bergamot, mandarin orange, green tea, fig, some white florals. Incredible scent. Very subtle. This is not a skin scent. It does project, but it's very subtle. It's soft. It's not going to blow anybody out. When this dries down, I get a really beautiful white musk along with some vetiver and just a lingering sweetness from that fig. Shockingly, this fig lasts the life of the fragrance, and it's just a beautiful fig. I would consider this a fig-based fragrance. On first spray, it has a bit of a sourness to it in the best way possible, and then quickly that fig comes in and just rounds it out with a bit of sweetness. So the balance between bitter and sweet, incredible. For $22, you can't really beat it. I want to say I got this for around $19 at the time. This is probably my favorite from this particular line, this particular Banana Republic line, which is the Icon collection. This, Tobacco and Tonka Bean are my top 2 favorites. In terms of a spring scent, summer, warm weather, just easy grab, this is a must try. This is completely unisex. Men and women can both wear this. In terms of longevity, performance is moderate. As I said, this is not a massive projector. However, the sillage is beautiful, and you're probably gonna get about 6 or 7 hours from this. And for me, for a scent of this profile, that's more than enough. And I'm not afraid to overspray it. Again, you're not going to choke anybody out with it, and you can always re-up later. This would probably be one of those fragrances that I carry a decant around with me. Love this one. Wore it on Saturday. Banana Republic's 78 Vintage Green. As always, guys, let me know in the comment section below whether you wore 1 or 15 fragrances. Let me know what you wore last week. I'd love to know, see what you guys are wearing. If you like what you saw, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you're updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.